So welcome to the Standard 5 mathematics class. Okay, this is our first lesson. Okay, now when we learn maths, okay, always you will notice that the first topic is always numbers. Do you realize that? Standard 3, Standard 1, Standard 2, every time also you learn the first topic will be numbers. And then they will tell numbers and operations. What is this operation? Who can tell me what is operation in maths? Anyone has any idea what is operation? Are we going to go and sit and operate somebody on the in like a doctor? Are we doing that? Let me see your chat.
Operation means plus minus, darab and bagi.
Darab and bahagi. Okay, that's right. Your addition, your subtraction, your multiplication, and your division. This is what is called operation. But now we are not doing this yet. We are going to look at this topic of numbers, the first topic in maths. Okay, and when you look at the topic of numbers, there are some certain things that you should know, you should learn. Now, what are they? The first thing would be to read and to write. R and W, just like English, read and write. You also must now learn how to read and write numbers, which are now bigger. Standard 4, you learn up to 10,000. Standard 5, you have another house coming in, 100,000. Standard 6, you will learn another house. Your number just grows bigger. So every time you need to know how to read and write. But remember, you go to Form 1 already, there is no more read and write numbers. You only learn it now. And you learn it correctly. How to read a number and how to write a number. Do you understand? Now, after being able to read and write, you must learn how to partition the number. Now, what is partition? This word is very important. Breaking up. You know, break up. Like a couple breaking up. So you break up the numbers. A very easy example. For example, you have the number 123. I can break this number up in two ways. One is using place value and the other one is using digit value. What is place value? It means you will write the number 1 and you will tell what is the house. For example, this is in the hundreds house. So you will write 100. Does it look familiar? This? You have answered this kind of questions before. Put a plus, then 2 what? 2 tens. This is how you answer it. Plus 3 ones. This is called partitioning the number according to place value. You can also partition or break the number according to digit value. And what is that? That is you write the whole digit out. 100 means 100. Plus 2 tens means 20. You put in all the zeros. Plus 3 ones means 3. I'm very sure you remember doing this. Yes or not? In standard 4, you partition. Okay, so standard 5 also you will do this, but with a bigger number. Okay, yeah. Yes, of course you remember. All right, now after knowing how to read the number and write the number and partition the number in place value and digit value, what do you learn? You learn how to arrange the number. And this is all what we will learn today. Okay, arrange. What is arrange? When you want to arrange a number, you must know some numbers are small, some numbers are big. So you will arrange from a small number to a big number, or from a big number to a small number. Small number becoming big number, we call it ascending. Big number, when you sequence it or arrange it, making it small, it's called descending. It's just words, okay? Apart from arranging, you will also compare numbers. Now, what is compare? One number is one on, let's say you have 123, okay? And over here 321. You can see that 123 is smaller than 321. So now in standard 5, you learn to compare using symbols. Okay, we will learn. Later, I will explain all these. So this is what we are going to look into today. Okay. However, our numbers has become bigger. Okay, so clear this. All right, now let's go on to reading and writing of numbers and the place value. But before that, let me just recap this. Okay, all numbers, okay, no matter what number you have in this world, it will have its house. Okay, what do I mean by house? Means the place value. Okay, I'm sorry, my drawing is so ugly here. I will put in proper squares or rectangles like this. One's house. Okay, we have the tens house. We have the hundreds house. Okay, and then after that, in standard 4, in fact, in standard 3, you learn you have the thousands house. Okay, you have the 10. Undo a bit. Okay, you have the 10,000s house. And now coming to standard 6, you will learn another house called the 100,000s house. So can you see how many digits you are dealing with here now in standard 5? You are dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. Numbers that are as huge as 6 digits. All right. Let's see what it means. All right. Now let's say I write a number 23. I put 2 here, I put 3 here. I know this is 23. Yes or not? And if I put one number here, if I put here 7, I can read this as 723. Betul kan? So you know now this house is the ones house, the ones place value. This is the tens place value. This is very important in maths. You must know this. This is the hundreds place value. Now let me tell you, the same ones, tens, and hundreds is also here. Ones, tens, and hundred. However, in the middle, can you see? This is like big and this is like small. There is a difference. This you call as the thousands marker, which means this is 1,000. This is 10,000. This is 100,000. Teacher, such numbers got in the real world? Yes. A Honda Civic is 120,000. Okay. A condominium in Penang is 500,000. A house in Penang or Balik Pulau is 800,000, sometimes even 1 million. You see that? So yes, numbers grow big. Do you want to earn 1,000 a month or do you want to earn 10,000 a month? Are you listening? Are you there? Okay, so good. Now you see that numbers have houses. And if I put a number here, let's say I write here 2 and I write here 3 and I write here 5. Okay, that means this 2 is actually 200,000. This 3 is 310,000. And this 5 is 5 1,000s. How do I read this number? Very easy. All you need to do is group it up in 3s, which means do this. Put like group it up. For example, how will you read this number? 235. Kan? So after saying 235, you just mention the word 1,000. Then followed by 700. But you don't go and say 1,000 again here because this is just 723. Another example, 105. Okay, this is 105. And I put a number here, 789. How would I read this number? Now let's ask a few of you, okay? Let's start. I've been talking so much. Let's ask Sai Darshan. Okay. Sai Darshan, unmute your mic and tell me how will you read this whole number?
789,105.
Very good. Very well done. Now let's ask one more person. Okay, I'm going to erase these digits all. Remember, group it up in 3 and read. Okay. Lakshman, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Read this number, Lakshman. Lakshman.
179,805.
Okay, good. 179,000. Okay, important you mentioned 805. All right, let's now also go to Rajavin. Okay, Rajavin, are you ready? Next is coming up will be yours. Your number would be okay. Rajavin, try this now.
709,000 and 711.
Very good. 709,711. Very well done. Okay. Very good. So far, so good. Eh? This is your first skill, reading numbers. You see that? Okay. Now, next would be Sophia. Okay, Sophia, try and see. Your number would be okay. Try this now, Sophia.
330,057.
Very good. Okay, 330,057. Okay. Now the last one would be Eliza. Okay, Eliza, your turn now. Okay, how about this, Eliza?
389,009.
Very well done. That's it, guys. Okay. So now we are ready to go and do our modules. Okay. So are you ready? You have your modules with you? Okay. So now let's look at our module. This is the module that you have. Lesson 1, Standard 5. First thing, reading numbers. Okay. So again, there are about 8 questions here. Okay, we will start. And this time I'm going to pause the recording because I'm going to again go through with you and you will then write it out in words. Now, how do you write? Whatever, are you seeing the screen? Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing it yet. Hold on. Here you go. You see that now? Okay, so look at your module. Okay, and you can see the first page starts with writing them in words. Now, number 1, 809,325. Whatever came out from your mouth, you just write it in words now. That's all you need to do. You see that? So, of course, spelling, okay? We end at 9:45. Okay, we finished class at 9:45. All right. Spelling is important but this is super easy spelling. So 8, E-I-G-H-T, 800, H-U-N-D-R-E-D, you can write it out now. Now what I would like you to do is I'm going to allocate the questions and I would like you to put it in the chat. Okay, type your answer in the chat. And now I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, let's move on to our second page. We have done the first one. Okay, writing in words. Reading also done earlier. Now, this one, as I told you, breaking up the numbers, there are many words. You can say expanded form. Okay, some will say partition the numbers. Okay, and again, what style are we using? We are using the place values. Can you see? They mention the house, they mention the place. So they write the digit, you write the digit 2. And then 2 is in the 100,000s place value. Then you must put the symbol add. Okay, addition. Then 4. 4 is in the 10,000s. But 0, you don't have to write. There is no value there. So you straight away go to 6. 6 is in the hundreds house. 2 is then in the tens place value and 8 ones. So this is how you expand the number into place values. All right. So now I'm going to ask you to do these questions. Ready? Okay, let's just pause for a while. All right. All of you now, let's move on. Okay, I see your answer, Rajavin. Let me check in a bit. Okay. So let's move on to the third page, in which you will again expand, partition it, but this time follow the digits. This is called digit value. All right, you partition or you break the numbers up according to the digits. You write the full number out. Earlier, you wrote the place. Now, you write the full number. So let's, I will allocate the questions now. Rajavin will do number 2. Okay, Lakshman will do number 3. Eliza will do number 4. Sai Darshan will do number 5. And Sophia will do number 6. So put in your answers into the chat. Okay, just a correction. Lakshman, you don't do number 3, and Lakshman, you do number 8. Okay, you do number 8, Lakshman. Okay, do number 8. So all of you try now and put into the chat. Resume recording. Okay, the next thing that we will have to learn is, oh yeah, this is still again in place value. All right. Let's look at this. How are we going to do this? Now, this is page 4 in your module. Write the place value of the underlined digit under each of the numbers. In other words, for example, this 5 here, can you see they've underlined the 5 here? So what is the value of that 5? Actually, there is a correction here. I would like you to change this word place to the word digit. Can you do that, please? Okay. Change the word place value. Of course, we are talking about place value, but particularly we are asking for the digit value. If this is the answer, then this question must be digit value. All right. Now, I'm going to do this example. So this number is 71,918. So what is the value of this 7? This 7 is 70,000. Do you understand? Okay, you go on to do all the rest, and I will ask you to answer or to put into chat. Okay. And then number 2 goes on to, again, expand it into digit value like this, just like what you have done earlier. Number 3, okay, question number 3 requires you to, they have given you the expanded form, okay. They have given you, for example, they have given you 10,000, 3,000, 580, and 2. All you need to do is make the complete number. What will you get? Add up everything. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes to complete this. And number 4, fill in the missing parts. For example, how many thousands, how many hundreds, how many tens, how many ones. Pay attention here. They never said 10,000s here. Can you see? No 10,000s here. So the ones is 2. The tens is the 8. The hundreds is the 5. So how many thousands pula here? It's 27,000. Do you understand? Okay. There is no 10,000. They didn't break up to 10,000. So if they didn't break up, what are we supposed to write? We write 27 lah. 27,000. 27,000. The word thousand means there are 3 houses at the back. The house of hundreds, the house of tens, and the house of ones. Do you understand? Now I give you about a minute or so to complete this page 4 while I pause the recording. All right, resume. So guys, this page is done now. And we're going to move on to our next section, in which we are going to learn how to order the numbers. Now, order means arrange or sequence. That's another word. Okay, sequence the numbers. That's correct, Lakshman. Okay, so now how do you do this? So I told you earlier, here the question is asking us to order it from the smallest to the largest. Okay, which means this is called ascending pattern, from smallest to to the largest number. The opposite will be descending. Now, how do I do this? Is there a trick? Is there an easier way? Yes. If all these numbers look very complicated to you, then you need to organize your mind. What you need to do is, this is if you do not know how to do this, but if you can straight away read, straight away know which is the smallest number, no problem. For example, number 8. Let's look at this. 362,512. Remember, read three numbers together, This one, 80,726. Of course, looking at this is only 80,000. This is 135,000, blah, blah, blah. This is 96,000, blah, blah, blah. I don't even have to read the number at the back. Read the number in front and think, which is the smallest number here? Obviously, this one, 80,000. Then comes the 96,000. Then between 135,000 and 362, of course, 135 is the third number and 362 is the fourth digit. But I allow you to write this way, 4132, like that. Do you understand? In actual, when you answer, you have to write the full number out. For example, you got to write here 80,726. That's the smallest number. Then 96,376. Second smallest number. Then 135,214. Third. And then the last number 362,512. Now there is another way to understand large numbers and small numbers. That is, write it in vertical form. What is vertical? Anybody knows? Have you all watched the movie Vertical Limit? No. Vertical means this way, straight up from bottom to the top. Okay, that's vertical. So you write these numbers out vertically. Now it's written horizontally, difficult for our eyes to understand. Write it vertically like this, 480,435. The next number, 379,000. Write it in the correct house, 531. 78,000. So this is 78,000. You don't go and campur, you don't go and write here 7. 78,254. Okay, good. And the last one, 105,423. Now, when you write down like this vertically, you can see which is the small number, which is the big number. Obviously, this is the smallest number. Then this is 105,000. This is the second smallest number. Then 379 is the third smallest number. And 480 is the fourth smallest or the largest number. Do you understand? So you can also solve this ordering of numbers by writing it vertically in case this confuses you. But if you can do it, you do it. So now I'm going to ask you to put in your answers for some of the questions. All right. On this page, we are going to compare. Just like ascending, you have the idea of small number and big number, but this time we are only going to use two numbers. It's very much like a balance scale. If you know your balance, there's a weight on one side and another weight on another side. Okay. So both must be equal. Then we can use the symbol equal. For example, 5 is equivalent to 5. 5 is not equivalent to 2. 5 is bigger than 2. So when we want to say bigger than or larger than or more than, we use this symbol. Okay, in maths, we learn to use symbols. So there are three symbols here. The first symbol is the symbol equals, which you guys know. Equals means whatever is on the left side of the equation must be the same as the right side of the equation. If it's not the same, then it's not equals. It must be either more or it must be either less. Now, these two symbols, you can find it in your keyboard also. You can see. It's like a V, but it's like a little bit horizontal like that. Okay, a V is written like this. But if you change it, it points this way. How do you remember Now you look at this part is like large and this one is like small. So this must be the big number and this will be the small number. I'm just teaching you a technique to remember. Can you see here is the mouth like it's like such a large space there? So which means whatever the number here will be big and whatever the number on the other side will be small. How do we answer this? Look at number 1. 382,713. The other side, 284,615. Of course, the first digit itself will tell you this is more. 300 is more than 200. So you use this symbol, more than. Okay, this is more than. This is less than. In your books, previously, you write more than, less than. But now, you learn to use symbols. Okay, using symbols in maths is important. All right, so then you complete. Okay, I'm going to give you, and before I go on to give you allocate questions, the bottom part, okay, you see the lower part of the question, they break up the number. So what must you do? You put it together again. You add all of this, 627,137. That's your number now. So 627,137. Compare it with this number. This is 145, this is 137. So 145 is more than 137. Do you understand? So now you are not comparing the 6 or the 2 or the 7. You are comparing the 45 and the 37. Be very, very careful. That's why you learn place values. Okay? You must know what exactly the number or the place value of the digit. All right, let's clear this and I'm going to ask you. But before I ask, I'll just go on to complete the last page as well, which is counting on and counting back. However, there are some questions here that you do not have to do, and I'm going to tell you which are they. You can cancel doing number 1, cancel number 5, cancel number 6, and let me see, number 6 and number 8. All right. See, wherever you see that negative number, you just cancel it. Okay. All right. But the rest of it, you can try doing it. How? Count on means tambah. You just add 60, add 60, add 60, add 60. Count back means minus, go back, minus by 20. So minus 20, minus 20, minus 20, minus 20. Do you understand? I believe there are just, whatever you see the negative symbol there, you don't have to do. Okay? What the rest of it, I believe you can do. So now let's stop the recording for the lesson and I'll give you questions to do now. All right? The screen is so, okay.